The Bendu is a character who will appear in the upcoming third season of Star Wars Rebels. I touched on this topic briefly a while back following a panel by Pablo Hidalgo at Salt Lake Comic-Con, where he talked a bit about how there's much more to the Force than just the Jedi and the Sith, and that the Force itself has essentially been embraced by other creatures and cultures in different ways than just what we know of with dark side and the light. As for the Bendu, he refers to himself as the one in the middle. He lives on the same planet where the Rebels set up their base near the end of Season 2 of the show. We got a brief teaser on the character a few days ago from when Kanan first meets him. In it, we see that it's the Bendu who calls out to Kanan to come to him, and that it was Kanan's imbalance that woke the Bendu from a deep slumber. The Bendu says that Kanan's presence is like a violent storm in his quiet world, although it's unclear whether he means Kanan himself or the entire fleet of rebels. It's also worth noting that a convor bird flies over and lands on the Bendu's shoulder during this conversation. The convories have been mentioned as having some kind of significance, although we don't yet know what it really is. As for the rest of the Force, the Bendu seems to almost have a mocking tone when he talks about the Jedi and the Sith, as if he feels that the endless squabble over light versus dark is silly, and that to him there's so much more to the Force. So much so that he practically scoffs at the notion of being referred to as a Force wielder. He also practically laughs off the notion of the Sith holocron being dangerous. He says that an object can't make you good or evil, that the temptation of power, forbidden knowledge, and even the desire to do good can lead someone down an evil path. I'm sure we'll get a little bit more from the Bendu once the season is underway, but it still raises a few questions for me. Did the Jedi ever know of the existence of a creature like the Bendu? And if so, did they avoid him because he wouldn't fall in line with their ideals? And what about the Sith? Did they ever seek him out and even possibly fear him? A big part of me wonders whether or not we'll see Darth Vader also encounter the Bendu during this season and possibly even learn something from him. My mind goes back to the line from Episode 4 where Vader says, "The ability to destroy a planet is insignificant next to the power of the Force." But nothing we've really seen from Anakin/Vader is something I'd say is more impactful than destroying a planet, so maybe the Bendu opens his eyes to some deeper things of just what the Force can be capable of, even if Vader isn't capable of harnessing that power. But anyway, I'm eager to know what everyone else thinks about this. What kind of role do you think the Bendu will play in Season 3 of Rebels, and what other characters do you think will encounter him? Be sure to leave your thoughts in the comments, leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it, I always appreciate that, but above anything else, thanks so much for watching.